Hello everybody and welcome to this short video dealing with the question, what makes PhD students succeed? Have you ever thought about what causes a PhD candidate to succeed in the end? What do those who complete successfully do differently from those who take way longer than initially planned or never make it in the end? If it's a no, please, I would like to encourage you to do so. Because if you know the factors behind success, you can transfer that to your own PhD as well and enhance your personal chances for timely and successful completion. In this video, I describe the top 5 factors that characterize successful PhD students. And at the end, I share a link to an awesome free test to assess the factors that determine your own PhD success. Now, you may ask yourself, how do I come up with these factors? Let me give you a little bit more information about that. During my PhD time, I witnessed nearly all of my PhD colleagues drop out or complete many years later than originally planned. So later, when I was a university lecturer, that experience led me to start a course that helps PhD students overcome typical challenges. And I have continued this work ever since at TRESS ACADEMIC. If you want to hear more about my motivation to help PhD students, listen to the audio of blog post number 39, Why I Teach PhD Students How to Succeed. Working with more than 2,000 international PhD students for over 12 years now, I have witnessed many times which skills differentiate those that are successful from those who are not. And as you will see, the factors that I describe do not come down to fate, genius, intelligence, or innate abilities. All of the factors boil down to complementary skills that you can learn. And if you're struggling with the one or the other factor that I mentioned, you can start today and improve your underlying skill set. You are able to increase your chances for a successful on-time completion. So, which factors influence PhD success? Factor number 1 is mental strength. More precisely, focus, commitment, determination. PhD candidates who complete successfully often display a burning desire to obtain the degree right from the start. They have the ability to focus on their PhD study and nothing else. And they show commitment. They don't just talk about wanting a degree, but they put in all available efforts and resources to make it happen. They really own their project and show a high degree of responsibility. Factor number 2 is using time as a scarce resource. PhD candidates who complete successfully often have a clear sense right from the start that time is limited and is a very precious resource. That gives them a sense of urgency for their PhD and they avoid wasting time. They have the skills to make the best possible use of their time in the long run, but also every single day. Factor number 3 is goal setting and managing the PhD project. Successful PhDs have a clear and specific goal for their project. It's not just a lofty idea that meanders and changes, it's written down. And it's shared and discussed with their supervisors. And they have a clear idea of how to approach their research questions. They have an overview over the entire project and plan their timeline. Factor number 4 is about writing. PhD candidates who complete successfully write regularly. That's in contrast to others who procrastinate or get writer's block just by seeing a blank sheet on the screen. Successful PhDs have no mental hurdles with the writing process. They see it as a task just like anything else. It's like two sides of one coin, to do the research and to communicate about it. If writing's not your top skill yet, check out our Smart Academics blog. We've got a lot of free articles to get you started here. Factor number 5 is about communication with the supervisor. Successful PhD students manage to work with their supervisors in a way that supports them in undertaking their research and completing their project. So of course, not all supervisors provide excellent supervision, but successful PhD students often display this ability to benefit from the strengths of their supervisors and use it to their advantage. But now let's have a look at the skills and abilities that are behind these 5 factors. So here, look at this. You're getting an overview, and I let you know how this may relate to you. In the lower circle, you see specialist skills. That's all your scientific skills, and that is of course needed as well. But let's focus for now on the upper circle with the transferable skills. To develop mental strengths, you may need to shift your mindset and work on that. You determine the attitude with which you approach your PhD, and you can influence this factor. Good time management can be learned, of course, and there are fantastic and proven techniques that are fine-tuned for scientific environments. You can easily implement them into your workday, and they can super boost your productivity. If you manage your time better, you increase your chances for timely completion. The next underlying skill is project management, and there are great methods for dealing with the specific requirements of scientific projects. It can be learned. Planning and managing your project increases your chances to finish with the results you want in the time you have. And writing. That means realizing that no one is born a great scientific writer, and you are no exception. But you can become a prolific writer with professional input and the right writing strategies. How to overcome the mental hurdles and how to master the technique can both be learned. Supervision. The underlying skill here is to be able to communicate with your supervisors in a professional and efficient way. How you act, behave, and communicate has a great deal of influence on the relationship. Professional communication with the supervisor can be learned, and through good and open communication, you can improve and optimize your own situation. You are probably not used to this way of thinking, and you have eventually not even thought about what will make you succeed with your PhD in the end. But I hope you'll eventually get around to see that. You have a great deal of influence on your own PhD success. The underlying skills that are required can be trained, and you can implement them in your own PhD. Because the 5 factors that I mentioned have such a big influence, you should look at how competent you are at these skills right now. Then you can figure out which ones you may have to improve. For this purpose, and to let you start right now, we have created our awesome free test. Assess the factors that determine PhD success. You can download it at the Smart Academics blog post number 46. All right? Remember, if you can master these skills, you can master your PhD. Get going, and all the best for your PhD process.